Hello to all you Taurians out there. Hello and welcome to this video with me, Veerle, and looking at your horoscope for the month of February 2013. How is this going to work out? Well, there is an emphasis on one planet, and that is an emphasis on Neptune. Now, this is a very slow planet, and it's in there at 2 degrees, 3 degrees for the whole month in Pisces in your 11th house. But the thing is that these things happening in the background, but when a faster planet like Mars and Venus or Mercury hits it, then it really much comes it becomes important. And there are 4 planets only in 1 month hitting that Neptune. So it surely will become important for all of us. Now for you, it's in the 11th house. So what does it mean? Well, first of all, Neptune is all about the broadening of our view. It's about the connecting with all there is. It's about having this higher consciousness, not only, in the real world with our 5 senses. It's about idealism, creativity, inspiration, and all of that. So unconditional love, all these good stuff. These are the sides of the planet. And as Neptune is beautifully sextiling your sign, Taurus, you will probably encounter very much a positive side of Neptune, especially those who have planets between 0 and 6 degrees of Taurus. So your sun or your ascendant or your moon is beautifully sextiling Neptune, so you will be open for that. And I'm not going to talk about the negative side of Neptune. Why? Not because I don't want to see it, but because there is another constellation going on that is very supportive. So it would be very strange if you let yourself go with the negative side of Neptune, which is of course confusion and deception. Now in your area of life, it has to do with the 11th house, it has to do with friends, and it has to do with your aspirations. But as I said, I think there's a very positive tone here. Now, which planet is going to pass into Pisces? It's going to be Mars for the whole month in your 11th house. It's going to be Mercury. It's going to be the Sun and Venus at the very end. So very much highlighting of not only the 11th house, but also of Neptune in the 11th house, because all these planets hit in a conjunction this Neptune. Now, what does this all mean? Neptune, now the 11th house is also about connections with friends, but also I think connections with internet and with groups is also very 11th house. Also the 3rd house, but because that's the house of the communications. But I also think the 11th house, because it's connecting with like-minded people. So if you are doing something on internet or for your PR or whatever, it's a good time to launch, especially Neptune things. So it could be everything. It could be what I'm doing. It could be healing of people. It could be anything that has to do with doing something for the collective is very positive here. So that has to do with your aspirations. That has to do with your long-term view. People say that's not important, those aspirations, because they are, up in the air. Well, that's the thing now, that this really Pisces energy and Neptune energy, that it has a chance to get into the magical world, to get a bit of magic into this world. It gets a chance. Why? Because all these planets are going to connect in a positive aspect with Saturn and Pluto. And Saturn is very, very grounded. Pluto gives a lot of energy to do it. So whatever it is that you want to do on the 11th house stuff, whatever it is, with coming together with friends and or taking a leading role in in things that you want to do together, or you are a circle of people that work together, something like that, or that you want to yes, to connect with other people who are like-minded. It has the possibility, certainly the first 2 weeks of the month, to really become very real and to go up a level, 3 levels maybe, because it's so supported by Pluto and by Saturn. So this is all supported by Pluto and Capricorn in your 9th house, so you are very much aligned with your higher consciousness. And if you're not, Pluto is really demanding that to do it. And Saturn, of course, is in your 7th house, which is the house of relationships. So also maybe someone you're working with or a business partner could get into the picture. And it's beautifully trining, especially with Mars in that 11th house. So Mars is trining Saturn in the 7th and sextiling with Pluto. So the first 2 weeks, there's definitely something is blossoming in those areas of your life, and it's going to be very, very close to your idealism, close to your ideals. And then after that, after all that work that has culminated, there is this rest following, or a bit just like having 5 steps forwards and 1 little step back. Because Saturn and Mercury are going retrograde at the middle of the month. So Saturn is going retrograde as from the 19th, around the 19th of the month. So there is in your relationship sector, there is rethink going on. So you're really going to the next couple of months, let's say, that Saturn is going retrograde. Things will slow down again, considering your relationships. And if you're not having a relationship, you're really going to consider what you really want, what you really, really, really want. Because Saturn is a very real planet, very earthly, the most earthly planet. And then with Mercury retrograde in your 11th house, and that is around the 24th of February, that is in Pisces, it's going to happen in that same 11th house, what I talked about. So this shows that after something has blossomed and has come to a culmination, you will now rethink about it. You know, how to continuate it, or how to put all these wishes and aspirations into your life, to embrace them, how you're going to do that. It could also mean that you are going to shift friends. Shift friends. What do I mean? That, some friends, you're not going to see them anymore, and all new kind of friends are coming in. Probably Piscean kind of friends, or Neptunian kind of friends. People who are artistic, creative, have that sense of unity with them and understanding. People who are very, very understanding. It's nice to have that as a friend. And so that could be the case as well, that you are, doing rethink on that particular area of your life. You want to be supported. You want to be, that you can work with other people who are like-minded. That is very much emphasized. And also that, when you're doing something with the internet, it's really good to put a lot of energy into it. Mars is where we put our energy, in that 11th house. Put a lot of energy into them. And that'll be good. So, another little thing is that the full moon in Virgo, which trines your sign, is in your 5th house of romance and creativity on around the 25th of the month. So, is there a friend that's coming into the picture, the axis of the 11th and the 5th, that comes into the picture and that you have some feelings for? Or on another level, are you going to do something with kids, or being creative, or opening up your heart? It could also mean that all of that, whilst that is all going on, that it opens your heart and you become way more inspired, way more creative, and feel like a kid. Could also be the case. Or if you are single, that this new person is coming along around the end of the month. Because, why do I say that? Because not full moon is always testimony, of course, but Venus and is entering that 11th house as well at the very end, the 27th of February. So having Venus in Pisces in the 11th house, it could also mean romance, with a friend, and becoming a bit more than just a friend. And it hits also Neptune, so it could be, the one. It could be this very, on a soul level, on a spiritual level, this real connection that you make at the very end of the month. So Taurians, very exciting for you. I hope you get the best out of it, of the month of February. I wish you all the best and see you next month. Bye bye.